25%.
My dad's not like no. But what happened if Daddy could run out of gas?
Unplug and try again. So it's not the Chargers, it's the car. Boy, oh boy.
that Charger didn't work, Mama?
This'll be bad. So today we headed out on a road trip, and I'm going to give you a few tips as far as, some of the things you should probably do before you take a road trip in an electric vehicle. But a lot of this can also apply to an internal combustion engine vehicle also. But we're ready to take this road trip, and I'm going to be testing a few things: efficiency, also autonomy plus. I did put that back on my Rivian today, or yesterday, because it makes for a pretty relaxing ride on a road trip. So definitely have to hook that back up. And also we had the opportunity to test drive the R2, and I'll talk about that in another video. But that was a pretty good experience there. But let me just show you what we got going on here. So we're gonna be road tripping in the R1T today, and this is the Quad Max. And you can see it has the blue right here. And also has the blue brake calipers. There's no brake dust on here. Some of the things you should do before you prep for a road trip. Okay, if you look at the vehicle, first thing I did was get it nice and clean, because a clean vehicle has less aerodynamic resistance. And that's very important in electric vehicles, because it's going to impact your range. And so I did take it to the car wash, and hopefully the wax will help make the bugs that hit the front of the vehicle easier to clean off. But the most important reason is aerodynamic drag, and that's why I wash mine up. Also, another thing you want to make sure your tire pressure is good. And so you can come here inside your vehicle right here, and it'll let you know what your tire pressure is. And right here it says 48 psi. And I'm gonna check here, and you see I'm at 46, 46, 47, 45. And so I'm definitely gonna make sure my tire pressure is proper before we go on this road trip, because that also impacts range. So any of these little things you can do, it all adds up. So definitely gonna do that. And also, outside of range, you wanna make sure, like we go to charging stops, a lot of these charging stops don't have squeegees where you can clean your window. And so this is what I do here. I always take one of these on the road trip. And so this right here, this is it has a thing that you push right here to squirt it. And it pretty much works like this. You just squirt this on the windshield. And also, you gotta make sure your fluids are topped off. And when I say fluids are topped off in the EV, I mean your windshield washer fluid, because that's about it. That's about all the normal routine maintenance you would do besides tire rotation. There's some other maintenance that happen on here, but that's not routine maintenance. And so if I look on my screen here, let me see what we got. So I know I need some to fill my reservoir up with some windshield washer fluid. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and just go ahead and fill this up. So my reservoir was definitely empty, because it took this entire bottle right here. And this is 1 gallon. So 1 gallon went into there. And it's probably still room for more. So got that taken care of, and I just dumped that into the trash can. And also, since I have my front trunk open, some other things you want to make sure you have with you. Right here is a supercharger adapter. Of course, I don't actually need this, because my vehicle does have the NACS. Oh, let me take this out. This does have the NACS port on it, or the Tesla standard, or J3600, so I don't have to worry about that. But I do make sure that I take one of these with me, because this has just a J1772. So if there's a level 2 charger, it's J1772, and I know where we're going, the level 2 chargers are J1772. And so I need this adapter right here, or else I won't be able to charge at those chargers. And those are charge point chargers. So I'll make sure I take this with me, but for now, I'm just gonna stick this in here, because I know our first charging stop is at a Tesla Supercharger, and it's a Buc-ee's. We like to stop there and maybe get some brisket or something like that before we get to our final destination. So I know I don't need that, but something else you may want to carry just in case. This here is a extension cable, and I'll put the link to this in the description. But yeah, this thing right here is for Tesla Superchargers. And so the issue is, and I'll just set this over here, this thing's pretty heavy. And this is a part you plug into your vehicle here. Of course, with mine, it'll require an adapter. The Tesla Superchargers are built just for Teslas, which has the charge port on the rear driver's side. And the cables are made just for the Teslas. They're really short. So if your charge port is in a different area, like my Rivian R1T is on the front driver's side, and that's also true for the Rivian R1S. Of course, the R2 has it on the rear driver's side. All of the Superchargers I'm going to actually have the longer cables now, so they're changing those all out. And probably over the next few years, it's not going to matter. So adapters and extension cables if necessary, because otherwise, my Rivian will take up 2 spots at a Tesla Supercharger, and that can be annoying, especially if the supercharging station is full. And another thing you want to do, you want to make sure that you precondition your vehicle before you leave. And right here, now it's a nice warm day. It doesn't take as much energy to run the AC as it does the heat. And this vehicle does have a heat pump. The Generation 1 Rivians actually have resistive heating. I actually like that better. It heat the cabin up a lot quicker. But yeah, so here we are here. And so I'm gonna go ahead and air these tires up. And you see we have some suitcases in there. That's what I love about the Rivian, because there's so many storage places here. And of course we have all our suitcases back here. And I really love that power tonneau cover, very, very helpful. And in this vehicle, I have my air hoses right here. So I'm gonna probably have to move one of these suitcases out of the way and plug my air hose in. And it's stored right in here. And so here's my air hose. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make sure all the tires have 48 PSI. And so we can really maximize the range and this be as efficient as possible. Of course, variables I don't know about. I don't know what the wind speed is. The last trip down there, the wind was like 40-mile-an-hour gusts, so it was very windy outside. So hopefully it's not the case today, as it really has a negative impact on range. And also cold weather also has a negative impact on range. So it's a nice day outside. So depending on the wind, we should get the maximum amount of efficiency. I'm really curious what we will get on the way up there. And we check the range in this vehicle. And so right here, I'm charged to 100% and I get 345 miles of range, and that's in all-purpose mode. But if I go to conserve mode, which I will be driving in, it says 402 miles of range in conserve mode. So if you're charging at home, make sure you charge your vehicle up to 100%, because that gives you a lot more distance on your first leg, and also saves money, because charging at home is almost always less expensive than charging at a high-speed charger. And so we'll see what the efficiency is on the way up there. And I'm going to check in with you all periodically just so you can see. It's a family of 4 traveling. If you notice, we do have the Rivian R1T and the R1S. But whenever we take the longer family road trips, and this really is not that long of a road trip, but it's a big family road trip. So it's our family and all our extended family. We're meeting in Branson, Missouri. So we're going to be there for about a week. And so we're taking a lot of stuff. So we're taking a truck. But even if we weren't, whenever we road trip, we always take the R1T, and not necessarily because of the storage capacity, which that is a huge deal. It's because of the ride. This just rides a lot better, and it's actually a little more efficient also. So, and then also the convenience of having all the storage space with the gear tunnel, with the front trunk, with the gear tunnel and the bed, and actually storage under the seat that a lot of people forget about. I forget about it. And so even under, let's see, we got the car seat in here also. So even under the seat right here, we have storage. That's pretty cool. And I think my wife forgot about this because she put a bunch of bottled water in this gear tunnel, and it actually could have gone right under here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get these tires aired up. And also, if you're looking at for electric truck, the Rivian is an awesome vehicle. I'm going to do a full review up on this, probably actually when we get to our destination, because I had this well over 6 months now, probably about 8 months or so. So I definitely want to do an update on this vehicle, just my impressions and what has gone wrong since I've owned it, all the pros and cons and things that have changed since I've owned this vehicle. So I'm going to go over all of that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to air the tires up. And this is both for the R1S and the R1T. So in the R1T, if you have this option, so in the Gen 2, this is an optional item now. So And I can understand why, you know, like you can get a portable one which will work just fine. And maybe I'll link one in the description that you can get that'll work well for you. But this one has one that's on board of the vehicle. And what I like about this, you can adjust the pressure. So right here, you just see the numbers, how I can adjust it. So I'm going to adjust this to 48. And then you just take this end right here and you just stick it onto here. But this has the lock thing here, the cable lock. And I think when I traded my vehicle, I may have left that in there. I should have taken it with me. That thing costs like $100 now. So let me go ahead and air these things up and I'll just show you how this works. And so this cable right here is pretty long and it can reach all the tires on the vehicle. And I'm going to start up front, and that's saying it's at 46. Just take this off. And so you just stick that on there. And then you just come here and then you hit this pause play button right here. Just push that. And see, now it's on, it's assessing the situation. Okay, now it's saying 48.5. I guess that's good enough. That's awesome. So just take that out and just put this one back on. And I'm just going to do that with all 4 tires and make sure we're good to go as far as the efficiency is concerned. And I'll see you all back a little later. Okay, right now we are headed to our destination and we're at 100% state of charge. And in all-purpose mode, I'm ready to switch it to conserve mode. And we'll see if Rivian can figure this out. Okay, Rivian. Switch to conserve mode. Can you see? It's switching to so it's switched in conserve mode and now it's showing 401 miles of range. That's pretty cool. You can do this with voice control and something else I figured out that this thing can do. And this is pretty cool right here. Oh boy. Oh, we ain't got no, I don't have any regen. That's one of these things where you charge your battery all the way up. You usually don't have the same amount of regens. The battery is full, so it can't put that much energy back into the battery. So your regen would be limited. Usually it shows a warning up here. I'm sure it does, but check this out. Rivian, turn my vents away from me.
The vent for that zone is already on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Rivian, turn my air conditioning vents away from me.
The vent for that zone is already on.
So I guess it's not gonna do it. Okay, Rivian, turn my vents towards me.
Turning the driver vent to face you.
See, it did it that way. Maybe I'm not giving it the right command. So the one good thing about this vehicle, since this is a software-based vehicle, you can basically almost control everything in this vehicle, including the vents. And I know that's one of the big complaints that people have with these vehicles. So you have to go into the screen to adjust the vents. But you can also do it by voice control. And so if you want to change the air conditioning or the vents, or if I want to dim the roof of the vehicle, you know, to try to keep some of the sunlight out, I can just do that all by voice. I can open the front trunk. I can open up my gear tunnel. I can change the volume on my radios. There's a lot of things. I can turn my heated and cool seats on. So there's a lot of functions you can do by voice control to where you never even have to go into the menu. And that's like foresight or forethought to where you don't need these buttons. And you don't even need to go into the screen if you can control it by voice. And just here's our route here. And we're gonna be stopping at a Tesla Supercharger. And that's in Springfield, Missouri. And there's a Buc-ee's that we usually stop there. So we're going to stop there and maybe, you know, get some brisket or maybe just look around and before we head to our destination. Okay, I'm back and I'm just checking in. We've been riding for a while now. See, I don't know how long, but so I guess it's been a couple hours. I did have to make a stop. I was getting a bit sleepy, so I had to get an energy drink. So I stopped to grab an energy drink, but we've driven 155 miles so far. You can see, maybe, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. And the efficiency is at 2.36 miles per kilowatt hour, and the average speed 67 miles an hour. So and as far as state of charge, right now we're at 54% state of charge, And we have about 65 miles to get to our stop, which is a charging stop at a Buc-ee's. And when we get there, to have 137 miles of range, which is more than enough actually to get to our destination, but we're gonna stop at this Buc-ee's anyway. So far this ride has been going really well. Of course, I have the universal hands-free on, and it's working a lot better than it did when I first had it. So I had the free trial on April 4th was the last time that was the last day of my trial. And that was actually a day that we were coming back on the road trip, so it worked out perfectly. And so I just reinstalled it for this road trip. But yeah, it's been working really well. A lot smoother, and then road tripping in this Rivian is really nice. The ride is nice and smooth, it's quiet. And again, just looking at the efficiency of this vehicle. And this is the first time I had this vehicle in the summertime. So when I've got it, it was September, and it was towards the fall. And then into the winter. So this is the first time I actually have taken it on the road trip in the summertime. So, and that's why the efficiency is so much better. Also, there's not a lot of wind this time. I don't know if we're getting tailwinds or what, but the efficiency is really well. The last trip we had, my efficiency was like 1.85 or something like that, because the wind speed was like 40 miles an hour, or between 30 and 40 miles an hour. So, but wind can definitely have a huge impact on your range. And so I have the cruise set at 75 miles an hour. And again, the higher you go, the less efficient it's going to be. So if you really want to maximize range, stand around 65 miles an hour is a better option. But now you got to judge it between speed and time. So we should get to our destination in about 52 minutes. And I will see you all back in a few. Now look at all these cars going to Buc-ee's, to the point where I can't even get in the traffic circle. And you got to tell me that they're not going to be at the gas station for more than 20 minutes. Now we're just gonna roll around and we're gonna take a look and see. The charging station may be full.
I was just about to say that. And they only got one. Oh, is that chargers down there?
Yeah, that's I think they have Mercedes down there.
Oh, okay. I never saw those down there until just now.
What? You said the loud car is going to Buc-ee's.
Look at all those cars, honey. Look out your window. You can see all those cars on there.
I'm gonna go around and look at all these cars just parked, waiting in line to get gas. And then they go inside the Buc-ee's. Man, that's a lot of cars over here. And see, this is perfect for electric vehicles because people out walking their dogs.
So there's nobody at these charging stations, really? That's too bad you can't charge over here.
I mean, I can charge over here, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Because plug-in charge is over there. I have to set up an account for these. But with all these cars here, I can imagine that the charging stations will be full. I mean, right now I got 129 miles of range and I'm at 32% state of charge. So I mean, last time we came here, I was at like 11% state of charge, and there was only 47 miles of range left to get to Branson. So this is more than enough range, but I'm gonna charge up because there's probably not no charging stations around. This is the most people I've seen up in here.
Me too. Yeah.
So just to go over the numbers, I'm currently at 32% state of charge and projected 128 miles, and we driven 221 miles, average speed 67 miles an hour. And so far on this drive, we've been averaging 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour. So that's pretty good, especially for a big vehicle like this. Now the R2 may be a whole kilowatt hour more than this, like 330 or more. So that's why I can't wait to get one to road trip it and see how efficient it is. But I'm ready to go ahead and plug in. We're gonna go grab something to eat and then we'll be back. All righty, so here's a plug and charge Tesla here. Let's take this. Like so, and then they just plug it in. And it's waiting to connect, and I believe it's charging. Let me go check. Okay, I can check right here. So you hear the green light right here. So you can see it's charging. And there's a family going off to Buc-ee's. Okay, we're gonna see what type of charging speed I'm gonna get. Let's see right here, if I continue the trip, we have, what, let's say 54 minutes left for this until we get to our destination, so we're not that far away. And this vehicle totally could have made it to that location. Let me just show him, hit continue, and we have 49 miles to get to our destination. But I'm going to go ahead out of that, go back to this energy screen, and go to the charging screen. I'm going to go to the graph, and I'm going to look at the charging curve. And so right now I'm getting 200, and let me turn the AC off too, because that is going to slow the charging down. And I'm ready to get out of here anyway. And so I'm right now I'm getting 205 kilowatts, and that's pretty good at 33% state of charge, but I suspect that's going to drop here once it hits 50% state of charge. Right now it says scheduled to end in 1 hour and 3 minutes. So, but that's in order to get to 100%. Because that's where I have it set on here. And I'm just gonna let it charge up. We're gonna go and do what we need to do. And the more I charge up here, the less I have to worry about looking for a charger when we get to our destination. And right here, this is a good thing about plug and charge. You just plug it in and it charges your account. And you see right here, it's showing the amount, right? It says $3.49. And right now I'm getting 207 kilowatts. And it's dispensed 7.5 kilowatt hours. And that's again right down here too. And right here it's showing 7.88 kilowatt hours, 208 kilowatts. And right here is the price also. And if I hit this, it's going to show us charging at 584 miles per hour, whatever that's supposed to mean. It already added 16 miles of range in 3 minutes. So this is doing a pretty good job. And also the battery was probably preconditioning, but I don't remember it preconditioning on the way over here. But it may be because of the battery temperature was already at an optimum temperature. But I'm going to head inside of Buc-ee's and I'll be back, and we'll look at the numbers of where we are when I come back, and I'll see you back a little later. In some of my previous videos, I discussed why you don't want to charge to 100%, and I'm going to show you again right here. It took around 20 minutes. Right now it says 29 minutes have elapsed. I'm currently at 81% state of charge, and it took less than 30 minutes to go from 30 to 80, and so, or 82. You see I'm still below 30 minutes. It says it ends in 32 minutes. I hit 80% probably in around 28 minutes, maybe 27 minutes, but it's saying in order to get from 82% to 100%, it will take 32 minutes. It will take longer to get that additional 18% than it did to go from 30 to 80% to get, which is about 50%. And I put in 77.2 kilowatt hours. And you see I'm down to 76 kilowatts right here, which is a significant drop. It's just going to keep dropping more and more and more. The higher it gets, the more it's going to drop and the longer it's going to take. We're going to go ahead and disconnect, and we're going to head to our destination. And I'll see you all back, probably on the way. I might drop back in on the way. See you all back. All right, we're about 23 miles and 25 minutes from our destination. State of charge is at 78%, and projected range is 314 miles. But yeah, this is a pretty smooth ride. So have Autonomy Plus on, so I'm just riding like this, and it's improved a lot since the last time I used it was actually April 4th was the last time I used it. And yeah, it's improved quite a bit. I know they had a few updates on it. And this R1T ride's very smooth. This is a nice ride. Probably out of all the Rivian vehicles, including the R2, this one probably has the best ride out of all of them. Which I hope it should, because this one is the Quad Max. Even considering the performance variant of the R2, this costs twice as much as that. So it should be better. But yeah, let's just check the energy chart here. And right here on this leg, we're getting about 2.32 miles per kilowatt hour. And we're going up a lot of hills here. You can see the elevation going up. This is the Ozarks, Missouri, and lots of hills, but you'll gain a lot of that back on the other side of the hill. When you're going down, you get a lot of that energy back into the pack. But yeah, so far so good, and hopefully when we get to our destination, it's saying we should have around 289 miles of range. That should be more than enough to drive around for the week and then hit that same charging station that we just left on the way back. yeah, I just wanted to check in, and I'll see you all back when we get to our destination. And we're headed back home. And yeah, this is the end of our vacation, and we've been here for a week. Yeah, almost exactly a week. So yeah, looking forward to heading back home. Got some stuff to do there. But yeah, just we do have one stop. So we have 63% stated charge and 216 miles projected in all-purpose mode and 252 miles projected in conserve mode. And our total trip is 270 miles, and it should be 4 hours and 27 minutes. And we do have one stop at Tesla Supercharger in St. Robert, Missouri, and it said we should be there for around 19 minutes. And the charger has food, drink, restrooms, and a place to sleep apparently. And it's plug and charge, and there are currently 5 out of 8 available. And we'll see you all back when we get on the road. Okay, we've been driving. We were 74 miles in. And we're averaging around 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty decent for this vehicle. It is raining outside, so that's going to have an impact also. So, and also using universal hands-free, and that seems to be working pretty well. It takes a lot of fatigue off of driving. I can't wait till there's hands off, eyes off. So that'll be a lot less fatigue. It'd be nice if you're able to watch a movie at that point while you're driving. So, but that may be a few years off. But it's good to see that they have made a lot of progress in a very short period of time with their driving assistant. So we have approximately 49 miles before we hit our first and only charging stop. That's a Tesla Supercharger. And they're saying we should arrive with 98 miles and a 24% stated charge. And we'll see how accurate that is. And of course, this is a very hilly region. So, but we'll see how well the Rivian is to project that. I know when I left, it said arrival was 15% stated charge, but that was in all-purpose mode. So we'll see what the difference is in conserve mode, which we are currently driving in conserve mode right now, which is primarily front-wheel drive. Oh, it's telling me to put my eyes back on the road. Okay, and I'll check back in when we get to our first charging stop. All right, I headed to the charging station, and we're gonna see how far this is off the road. Looks like it's less than a mile.
No, what berry are we at in Daddy's car, Mama?
25%.
My dad's not lying. It takes so long to go to the house.
We have to drive a little while to get there.
But what happened if Daddy's car runs out of gas, Mama?
Daddy's car has electricity. We're gonna go plug it in right now.
We don't use gas.
You need to use the potty.
This car doesn't have gas. This is an electric car. It's like the Cybertruck is electric too. And we're going to get some electricity.
Oh, there's a Tesla.
You can use this one.
All right, so time to charge this thing up. And yeah, I have my adapter in here still, so go ahead and pull that out. Throw it in here. And this is simple plug and charge here. So you just take this out and yeah, that's it. Oh, it says unplug and try again. Oh, I wonder what the heck is going on here. Maybe it's broken. Interesting. The thing is stuck in there. Yeah, it shouldn't take this long. This may be the first broken Tesla Supercharger I've gone to. Okay, let's see a bit. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, it shouldn't take this long. So I'm gonna have to move to a different location. Hopefully these other ones working. Well, Maybe that's why no one's using this one. All right, I'm gonna unplug here because this one obviously is not working. Okay, so that's not working. All right, we'll see if this one's working. Unplug and try again. So it's not the Chargers, it's the car. Boy, oh boy.
that charger didn't work, Mama.
You gonna unplug and do a reset?
This would be bad. Well, I guess we can just make it to the next one. And so I'm doing a reset because this isn't working. And I charged at this charging station before on our last trip, so I know at some point it did work. This is not good. Boy, oh boy, where's the next charging station? I might get to the next charging station and it don't work either. And so I finally got it to work. I had to use the Tesla app to get it to work, but it wouldn't work through the Rivian for whatever reason. So I'm not sure what's going on there. It's the first time this has ever happened. And I didn't have my Tesla app set up. So, because I never use it because it's supposed to be a plug-in charge. But this is good for the video because you can see what happens. And if I needed gas, the gas pumps are empty. I could have easily just plugged in and, fill my tank up with some gas. So, but I'm not sure what the next closest charging station is to me. Let's just check and see here.
30 miles.
Oh, that's it?
It's a KC's 30 miles, but it's going backwards.
Okay.
If we go forwards, it's 60 miles.
Okay, so we would have made it to either one. And so there are 2 charging stations in the area, if we weren't able to make it to this one. And maybe because I'm charging, let's just look at the charging speeds. And right now getting 201 kilowatts. So we have to charge up to 58%. We had 27% right now. It says resume trip in 15 minutes. So that was a bit of a fiasco. Not sure what happened there. I did reset the payment. My payment in my Rivian account, that didn't work, but it did work going to the Tesla app. So if anyone runs into that issue, you may want to do what I did and just go to the Tesla app and do that. And also, if you have the membership with the Tesla, through the Tesla app, you can save money on the charging also. But I don't charge enough for it to make a difference. But yeah, for whatever reason, plug and charge did not work. Okay, so we're at our state of charge. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect and stop charging here. We charged for like 17 minutes. It took me longer to actually figure out why this vehicle wasn't charging than it did to take the charging vehicle up. But here we go. Go ahead and unplug, and we are going to be on our way. Let's see how much that costs.
58.
Cost $29.06. We're gonna head back home now. So we arrived at home. I'm gonna show you what the efficiency was on the way back. And we were at our location from Friday to Friday. So today is Friday. So we were there for a week. And so I did charge at the Tesla Supercharger on the way there, as you'll see in the video. There's a charge point charger there in Branson on the landing. And every time we'll go there to eat or whatever, we'll be there for a few hours. Plug in and get around 30 miles of range, so it was charging around 15 miles an hour. But if you had a more efficient vehicle, you probably get over 50 miles of range. So that puts the first charging session cost me $3. And then my second 2 charging sessions cost me like $1.80. But it was enough to put over 20 miles of range in each time. So it was a nice, good opportunity charging for a low cost. Had we stayed there, normally we do stay over in that area and I can charge up to 100%, but we were staying maybe about 6 or 7 miles away. So I didn't have the option of really doing that this time. But let me get back to this. And so just showing you the ending range, you see I did have issues at the Tesla Supercharger, and it was not the Tesla Supercharger. It was something dealing with the interface with the plug-in charge. So I'm not sure what happened, whether it was on the Rivian side probably or Tesla side. Who knows? But it was saying they didn't take my credit card information, but it worked just fine on the way at the Tesla Supercharger on the way up there. So I'm not sure what happened in between. It wasn't my credit card account. I did check that when I went to the store, was able to make a purchase, and that credit card has a pretty high limit on it, and I pay it off every month. So I'm pretty sure that it wasn't a credit card unless something funny happened in between that I don't know about. And so that is what's going on with that. But as far as efficiency on the way back, we averaged 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour. And that last leg was 142 miles. And the average speed was 69 miles per hour, which is pretty good. So that's some pretty good efficiency from this heavy vehicle with the 4 motors. I was riding in conserve mode. Some pretty decent efficiency on the way back. But that charging thing kind of freaked me out a little bit. And maybe I'll talk about that a little more in another video. But was able to get it figured out with I already have the Tesla app on my phone. I just had to put my account information because the last time I used it was at least a few years ago. Is when they started using those magic docks. Thankfully, I was able to get that figured out and get us charged up. But that's one thing to be aware of. You're getting an electric vehicle. You may want to have these apps on your phone anyway, just in case. The plug and charge didn't work. And this is the first time. I've been to many Tesla stations so far, and this is the first time that it did not work. And I even changed my credit card in the system to see if that would work, and it still didn't work. So it has to be something with the interface between Rivian and Tesla. And hopefully it's not widespread. Hopefully it was an isolated incident, but there is a workaround. Just use the app instead. And that is one of the drawbacks with the Tesla Superchargers is that there's no credit card reader on these machines. You have to use the Tesla app for them or either have plug and charge. So, but that's the drawback. But if it was Electrify America, then you can just use a credit card reader on the machine. Now, as far as chargers in the area, there were additional chargers. Had I not been able to charge at the Tesla Supercharger, I could have kept driving to Sullivan, Missouri. I had more than enough range to get there, and I could have charged at the Walmart there at the Electrify America station, which I've been to there before also. But so I just want to give you all an update. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And also, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And let me know what additional videos you'll like to see on the channel as far as charging and road tripping and things like that. We may take a longer road trip in this Rivian. I would like to take a road trip in the R2. And we'll just see what happens with that as far as the timing with that and being able to get one. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. But that's all I have for today. I'd like to thank you for joining me once again. And I can't wait to see you in the next video.